Reg julle, dialoog is dan volgende. Ek gaan hierdie formaat leer. Ons het hierdie al in die klas bespreek, so dit behoort nie iets nuuts te wees nie. So dis 'n verslag van die spreekbeurte tussen 2 of meer mense in die orde waarin die gesprek gevoer word en vanuit die spreker se perspektief. So it is a report on people speaking, or conversation rather, between 2 or more people in the order in which the conversation happens, and it is usually from the perspective of the speaker. And remember, each person is a speaker, so it will be from each one of those perspectives, meaning every time that someone wants to say I, they will use ek instead of their name or whatever the case might be. Goed. So, important to note, we start with the names, and then directly after the name there will be a colon, a double punt. You can leave a space open, it's really not necessary, but remember, I spoke to you about that in class. We will usually have a line going there to make sure that the words stay underneath each other, right? So, Tandy will be saying something like, for example, wat gaan ons môre doen? Remember, use your punctuation marks as you would normally do. Good. Then Vuyo says, there's a space open there, by the way, leave a line open. Vuyo says, ek moet my ma môre in die huis help. Ek sal eers môre middag iets kan doen. Space open. Tandy says again, dit maak nie saak nie. Ek is baie lus om Vuyo, and then he says something else. Goed. So 2 of meer mense voer 'n gesprek met mekaar. Die taal en styl moet by die onderwerp pas. So again guys, make sure onderwerp is your topic. It has to fit with the topic. So indien die dialoog tussen familielede of nabye vriende plaasvind, word gemaklike informele styl gebruik. Bekende taalvorme word vir versoeke, vrae, opdragte, voorstelle, erkennings gebruik, en wanneer die gesprek tussen vreemdelinge plaasvind, is dit meer formeel. Alright? So the language and the style needs to fit with the topic. So if the dialogue happens then between family members or close friends, then we'll have a very comfortable, very informal style. The general language norms will still stay the same if one makes a request, if you ask a question, if you give a command or something that they need to do, suggestions and recognition. So all of those language norms and styles must still be taken into consideration. When you then have a conversation between 2 strangers, maybe you and someone that you met at a parking lot or whatever the case might be, then it will be in a more formal style rather than an informal style. Gebruik jou leestekens om emosie aan te dui eerder as wat dit in woorde in die neveteks geskryf word. Neveteks is the words in brackets. So you can, it says eerder as rather than, meaning it's you can use it. They would appreciate that you not use it, but also remember that this is also notes for huistaal en tweede addisionele taal. So eerste addisionele taal, it's fine if you do that. They would prefer, especially for home language and second additional language, that it's not used. But for first additional language, it's not a problem. But still, use your punctuation marks because it does give through emotion. Nou die inligting vir sprekers of karakters of die leser oor hoe om te praat of om die handeling uit te beeld moet tussen hakkies direk voor die spreker of karakter se woorde geskryf word. Byvoorbeeld. So, if you have additional information for the speaker or the characters or the reader, how they need to speak or their actions, handelinge, praat of handelinge, speaking or actions, then it has to be in between brackets and usually direct in front of the speaker's words. For example, Anna, dubbelpunt, met 'n dringendheid, Jan hou op om. Okay? So it tells you how to say that. So Anna says with urgency, Jan stop too. Nou, 'n scenario kan geskets word voordat die dialoog geskryf word. So a scenario can be created before the dialogue is written. For example, Susan en Renske het sopas besef hulle is op dieselfde seun verlief. So Susan en Renske has just realized they are in love with the same boy. Then Susan sê, nee, o aarde Renske, dit kan beslis nie werk nie. Notice the acute accent on the I, emphasizing the dit. Okay? Renske then says, ek stem saam. Dit gaan ons vriendskap reuneer. Exclamation mark tells us she's very serious about this. So that is basically that for the dialogue. Let's quickly just look at the wenke, the tips. Change the color. Goed. So die spreker se name staan links. The speaker's names are on the left teen die kantlyn. Not in die kantlyn, teen die kantlyn. Against the line. Okay? So if this is the margin in your book, then you would write your names on this side, on the left, obviously, but against the sideline, not between the side of your book and the margin. Okay? Geen aanhalingstekens nie. Leave a line open after each person has spoken. Laat 'n reël oop na elke spreker se spreekbeurt. Ekstra inligting tussen hakkies. Geen punte na die woorde in die hakkies nie. So obviously the speaker's words will still have the hyphens and all the full stops and all of those things. But if you put any information in between brackets, there is no punctuation. 'n dubbelpunt volg direk na die naam van die spreker. So colon directly after the name of the speaker. Goed, en dit is dan dialoog.